Hi there, my cute lobsters. There is this character in the anime One Piece called Nami, and there is this one in League also called Nami. League Nami has a 9% pick rate, while One Piece Nami has a 100% ignore rate. And that is despite her receiving the biggest buff any female character ever got. Playing Enchanter into Blitzcrank can only end with him taking his large fist and putting it exactly where Caviar exits Nami's body. After the robot sex worker fails at the only thing his mother taught him to do, we initiate the operation. Drown them in their body fluids. This leads to an awkward moment where 9-foot-tall Golem hides from us in the patch of grass, so I have to take on the role of living ward. However, he manages to run away, leaving his pimp behind. Due to this situation, I am forced to end her life with my Nerf gun, which makes this wannabe pirate more mad than the fact that it is 9 minutes into the game and her team still did not serve 10 kills to her so she can finally be useful. When I came back after buying a song, because evidently there is Spotify even in League of Legends, I got to see this robot confused about where his place is. The same way as you are right now confused about whether that pretty girl from school is in love with you or if she simply has a pair of eyes and it would be waste to not sometimes check you out, so she confirms to herself that all that work that cost her to stay pretty is all worth it, because otherwise she would end up with such a creature as you are. You know, the usual. I make sure that my life is not put below that of my AD carry. Then I miss my only skill shot, and I finish it off with, unfortunately, an unsuccessful kill-stealing attempt. I make the play of the game by sweeping this city with the tsunami tide. However, this is not an ordinary Japan city, this is one of those that has this big ape fighting random abominations every few years. My two teammates who thought to themselves something like, AD carry is the weakest role, what if we had two of those on one team, surprisingly die, only for me to get something called support pentakill. So I can understand that slaying some monsters gives you specific buffs because you can use their body parts to craft either a potion or a weapon. But how can someone kill a monster, then carry his eye in his pocket for a few minutes and use it to summon this already dead monster that now evidently obeys its killer? However, that is one more eye than my dynamic duo has. When I said I would like to lose 100 pounds to be eligible for jumping castles, I did not mean this kind of jumping castle. I love those moments when your team forgets that your champion was made 10 years ago and therefore you can follow all their movements. After I barely saved my ugly fish by floating the whole apartment because my parents taught me that all life is precious, my slow uncle arrives and decides to commit seppuku because that makes sense. Then I get a reminder of those days when bullying in schools was not only in the movies but also in European schools. By the way guys, smash that like button just like you did smash that hot girl in your dream tonight. Any form of support, whether it is like, comment or subscribe, helps me out tremendously and makes me wet. 3 losing team fights later, we randomly win 1. And that leads to us actually winning the game and not becoming fish soup. Food that I ate first time as 24 years old and was pleasantly surprised that it tastes really good. The game begins with me using my heal on my AD carry and getting assist for that. I feel like an important part of this team. Playing enchanters hits just differently. Then we have a situation with an AFK teammate, but my team has we can win syndrome, which reflects their Earl situation where they insert their seed into their girlfriend, hoping that they can win a lottery and get a kid that is their exact opposite, and they will finally have a good source of income by leeching on their child. But in reality, they will end up giving birth to something as amazing as this Senna. After perfectly hitting bubble by none other than me, we decide to go in, but sadly this Nami player is about as amazing as me. This is what happens when someone sends their pretty wife to buy some groceries, but beauty is the only thing she is good at. That and making sure you do not underestimate the prevention of prostate cancer. Point of view of fish in a Mediterranean country. Or should I say the point of view of a fish like Lady in Japan. Making sure your Yasuo does not hit his 10 death power spike is about as hard as you when you saw the thumbnail for this video, but there was no happy ending, only denial. There are not many things I am good at concerning this game, but one of the skills I mastered, and I would argue is really important for any League player, is the ability to bait enemies without being an e-girl with uwu voice. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, how caviar is made. That one fat kid is getting bullied by the whole class because heavy bones are not an excuse for wearing a bra. At least they will be nice and firm. I feel like we are slightly behind, not only in the game but also in life. Smiley face. Then my Kaisa decides to take matters into her own hands, not realizing that without me she is just another petty girl at the party who got separated from her group of girls, and now she will most likely wake up in some dude's apartment. If she is one of the smart ones, she will go for that after pill. In other cases, her daughter will surely follow her mother's legacy. After getting clapped one more time, the game ends. What did we learn today? Be a decent human being and press yes in that early surrender vote due to your teammate being AFK. Anywho, I leave you Johnnyless for now.